Russians stole a factory and... What are you doing? You haven't brought your herbal tea, have you?
I want to talk about sidecars, and I'll tell you what, the history of these things is fascinating. The first sidecars appeared at the end of the 19th century. Initially, they were attached to bicycles, but they were soon gracing motorbikes too. For anyone who couldn't afford a car, they were cheap family transport. By the end of the 1960s, their popularity was waning in Britain, but in Eastern Europe, they were still being produced by the thousand. And two of the most iconic sidecar outfits are these, my two Dneprs. Now this one, a 1968, which I'm told did actually patrol the Berlin Wall, and a 1981, which looks like military, but isn't. These Dnieper outfits are virtually identical to the German BMWs. As with all things retro, they are today considered rather cool, but in reality, are they more show than go? So to find out, right, I'm going to put these two through their paces. On the green one, we're going to do a little bit of on-roading, and then on my little mustard one, I'm going to do a little bit of off-roading and see if they do cut the mustard, right? But to do that, you need a friend, or you could have a Sam. Samuel! Get your coat, mate, let's get on with it.
All right.
Alrighty, mate.
Hey!
The first test of our Dnieper's roadworthiness is simple. Can it hold its own on modern roads while Sam rides in comfort?
Now, I've got to tell you, the history of these things is steeped in legend, and that is that the Russians stole a factory and... What are you doing?
You
haven't brought your herbal tea, have you?
It's missing the cup.
In fact, what happened was in 1940, Stalin saw these German outfits on the battlefield and got his spies to acquire 5 of these BMW R71s to then retro-engineer into what you have today. Okay, we're leaning in, mate. Racing line. Watch the seat.
Perfection. Actually, I've worked it out. This is a special wax T-pin. Okay, proceed at speed.
History lesson complete and tea imbibed. The next challenge is less unusual, but no less taxing.
Coming up, we're going to have a go on an A road and see whether we can mix it with modern day traffic.
The top speed of an unencumbered Dnieper outfit is around 70 miles an hour. Comboed up and fully laden? We're about to find out.
We are holding up the traffic a little bit.
I think we're holding it up a lot.
Well, but we're doing 50, man.
Yeah.
So I think she's basically passed this test with, hang on a second, flying colours, hasn't she?
Yeah, really good. Wonder how far we could go before it packed up.
I reckon we'd go to Cornwall.
Reckon we'd get back to Eastern Europe from here?
Maybe.
Probably.
In fact, I have to admit, I forgot that the speedo was marked in kilometres per hour, not miles. So it's not quite as fast as I thought, but I reckon we did hold our own.
I'll tell you one thing's for sure, mate. Whatever you do in one of these, you got a smile on your face, haven't you?
For a while, and flies in your teeth.
Now look, right, I think she has passed the on-road test with flying colours. But now it's Mr. Mustard, our off-road version, coming up. Will she actually pass the off-road test? Well, welcome back to our sidecar extravaganza. Now, previously, we have proved that our green Dnieper is commensurate with modern-day traffic and puts a smile on your face. Is that right?
Face is.
face is. Now then, so it's time to get ourselves a little bit mucky. Who's going to ride it? Who's going to sit in the chair?
Your turn. Oh. Tails, I ride it.
You're riding it.
Au revoir, mon petit fleur.
I must admit that I prefer the saddle to the chair, especially when Sam's at the helm. But if I don't let him have a go, he'll moan on, and we've just got to get on with it.
So we're poodling down to commence our first test, which is a little bit of gravel riding. That's what we're going to do, and hopefully she will pass with flying colours.
This kind of terrain is a doddle for an ex-military sidecar. They were extensively used by all the major players during World War II, and the Dnieper was still in service with the Russian military into at least the early 1980s.
Okay, so just a bit of a farm track, really. The kind of thing you'd find probably in Siberia, retreating from the Germans. Steady, just keep a line properly. Don't do that. Go
Right.
over there. Oh, just behave yourself.
This Dnieper sidecar has dual leaf springs, but no torsion bars or rubber mounts.
Ah,
In other words, passengers beware.
oh no. Ah! Oh, rocking, rocking, rocking.
Initially, the off-road test goes pretty well until we start on the second test. Can it cope with Oxfordshire mud?
Ready?
We're going to have to jump in while it's moving.
Okay.
Later models had direct drive for the sidecar wheel. This one doesn't.
Get on, get on, get on. Quick.
Ah!
I push once, twice,
Hold on to your knickers.
and then force Sam to take over.
Rock it on the clutch. Scream if you want to go faster.
Ah!
Please, sir, have I picked up any points or will I pass my test?
I do feel as though,
Hey?
I do feel as though we're running away from the Panzer Division.
It doesn't quite do as well in the mud as it did on the road, but for a 49-year-old outfit, the Dnieper ain't all that bad.
Is that it?
One more.
I'll tell you what, that was hilarious fun, but I think I'm just going to try and get out. Why is it that I was bouncing around so much and you weren't? Look at me.
Honestly,
How did I get that dirty sitting in a sidecar?
that was pushing earlier.
Okay, so now look, has it passed the off-road test?
Yeah, I think in the end. That
I
was
think
pretty
so.
good, that bit.
Yeah. Hey, look, right, okay, so we've passed the off-road test. When we come back, the sidecar industry of today. We've thrown ourselves against the countryside in sidecars, but for our final piece, thought I might bring things right up to date.
So I'm going to drop in on the Watsonian factory at Blockley in Gloucestershire. They're Britain's longest running and most venerable sidecar producer. And as boss man Ben Matthews explained, they're currently enjoying a revival.
We're booked now through to June, July
Really?
on sidecar production, yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I believe that anything that was worthwhile in this world has either been designed or manufactured in a shed to start off with.
Yes.
You're in a mega shed here, which I would say is verging on a production line.
Yeah.
Watsonian built their first sidecar way back in 1912 and soon became known as the go-to brand. Their heyday was the 1930s, but they stayed popular right up to the 1960s.
Quite often here now, our customers, they grew up in one and their parents had one as a family transport. And then with the introduction of the small car, Mini in particular, sidecar sort of fell off a cliff.
Recently, though, they've been enjoying a revival, with a new generation discovering the pleasures of owning a sidecar.
They're now a nice accessory to have on your bike, so you can take your dog with you, your kids with you, your wife who no longer wants to go on the back, or if your bike's getting a bit heavy, it's a good stabiliser. And the market's right for us at the moment. Everything's retro. BMW have got their heritage range. The Japanese brands are bringing in retro style bikes. and sidecars are cool again.
Every sidecar starts life as a rigid chassis made out of tubular steel. First up, master craftsmen like Les bend the tubing into shape before putting together the frame. And then, once the frame is ready, a team of bodybuilders assemble the passenger compartment, and after just 5 days you have yourself a beautiful sidecar.
That is classic Watsonian though, isn't it? That outfit.
Yeah.
Now, is that a standard chair?
It is, that's our GP Manx. We've got 3 models in that range, the Grand Prix, the Manx, which this one is, and a GP 700, which is a wider version. And, you know, it's our sort of trademark style, really. Bonneville is probably the most common bike we fit to.
Is it?
It's nice and easy to fit to. It's got a good conventional type frame. It's basically 4 clips. And the style of the GP range with the aluminium strips at the nose just suits the Bonneville down to the ground.
Looking around the Watsonian factory, it's great to see all the brand new chairs in production. From this Ducati combo, to this fantastic Norton, to this little beauty being prepped for an Indian cruiser.
Tell me about the future. How do you see the future going as regards sidecars?
Well, I haven't got a crystal ball.
No, sure.
But I think the retro thing's here to stay for some time. It's nice to know that the average age of our customer is also getting a little bit younger as well. So the people in their sort of 30s and 40s now are recognising them as being cool and useful for their individual needs.
And the bottom line is that if they're recognised as cool, you're halfway there, really, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
To secure the future.
Absolutely, yeah.
And long may that continue, because I think the retro scene is very much here to stay. Fascinating stuff. Well, look, as Ben said, 15 years ago, you'd get laughed at in an outfit. But now, I believe they're the coolest thing you can possibly own on 3 wheels.